So I asked ChatGPT, what can we expect over the next 100 days? Hey everyone, welcome back to DONSLIFE. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. If you've been following along, you know that we've been covering everything we can find out about GM's big recall on the 6.2 liter L87 V8 engines. These engines power some of GM's biggest vehicles, from the Sierra to the Escalade, the Tahoe, the Suburban, the Silverado. There's quite a few. To date, and it really hasn't been that long, there's a ton of information out there and it's hard to tell what is fact and what is fiction. Since April 24th, 2025, when this recall announcement came out, I've been doing my best to cover it. I've done 3 videos already, and even in those videos, sometimes there's some mild inaccuracies that we're still trying to figure out. And rightfully so, people are confused. I've had people in my comment section or reach out to me via email telling me that they got accepted into their dealership to get their 0W40 oil change. I've also been told the exact opposite, where they've made an appointment with their dealer and then it was either canceled or they got there and the dealer wasn't prepared to really do anything related to this recall. In full transparency, I'm in the same boat as you and I don't have all the answers. But today we're doing something quite unique and quite different. I've taken all the information that we have so far and I've fed it into the AI machine, and I've asked ChatGPT what is going to happen next. So stick around, because what it comes back with is actually pretty eye-opening. Let's go. Now, right before we get into AI's research and predictions, I have a couple small updates I just wanted to provide you based on some articles that I've read, as well as another update on the NHTSA's website. Now, for each of these updates, I will provide you in the video description below a link to where I got this source material so you can check it out for yourself. According to GMauthority.com, Transport Canada now has this recall listed in their case files. I don't think it tells us anything more than we already know. And second, the GM Tonawanda plant has apparently been authorized to work overtime to start pumping out more 6.2 liter V8 L87 engines to facilitate this recall. Now, shifting gears a little bit, the NHTSA's website had 14 documents related to the recall. They now have 16. I've looked at the 2 new documents. They're nothing important. One is just a revision for the parts list that involved replacement of the engine. So they probably have some new part numbers in there. I didn't audit them all, but that's what it appears to be. And the second document is just an announcement to the dealerships to make sure they're using the newest revision for that parts list. Now, I know you're curious to see what ChatGPT says about all of this, but just a quick recap, GM recalled over 500,000 vehicles due to a problem with the 6.2 liter V8 L87 engines. What was the problem? Defective camshafts, connecting rods, basically internal components that would lead to complete engine failure. But that's not all. There's a separate concern out there dating back to 2019 that has to do with failing lifters and excessive oil consumption, and there's been no recalls for that yet. So I asked ChatGPT, what can we expect over the next 100 days? So this is what it predicted. Remember, this is AI predicting this. It did its own research on the internet. I just gave it some prompts to make sure that we could put this story together for you. These are not my assumptions. These are not my predictions. This is artificial intelligence. Let's see if you agree or disagree with it. I've got all its predictions printed out right here. Let's get into it. So first, it says expect a broader investigation. The NHTSA could expand this to include earlier years, 2019 and 2020 included, especially if lifter complaints keep growing. Second, GM may issue a second recall. This one would focus on lifter and valvetrain defects, not just bottom end failures. This would be a huge development. Third, ChatGPT expects lawsuits to ramp up fast. Several class actions are already in motion. If GM doesn't step up soon, this could get ugly. Fourth, GM might release new service bulletins and increase parts availability, especially lifters, camshafts, and related components. This could help speed up repairs and ease pressure on dealerships. And finally, ChatGPT believes media coverage and customer pressure will only grow, especially if GM stays quiet or vague. I don't know, have they been quiet or vague so far? Now this is interesting. It chose to expand further on the known but unrecalled issues. So let's see what it has to say about that. So let's talk about what hasn't been recalled but probably should be on GM's radar. Lifter failure. Owners are reporting collapsed lifters, misfires, engine noise, and rough idling. Most of these happen between 20,000 and 80,000 miles. GM's dynamic fuel management system relies on these lifters, and when they fail, you're looking at major repairs. And ChatGPT is not done. It wants to talk about oil consumption. Some owners are burning through a quart every 1,000 to 2,000 miles. Yep, burning oil in nearly new engines. Why is this happening? Theories range from piston ring issues to PCV system problems. But again, no recall on that, just technical service bulletins. So you know GM is well aware of it. I think you're gonna like this next part. ChatGPT is actually making recommendations on whether you should keep or sell your vehicle. So what do you do if you own one of these vehicles? Keep it or sell it. Here's what ChatGPT suggests. Keep it if you're still under warranty, you haven't had issues, you trust your dealer, and you plan to hang on to it long term. But consider selling it if you're out of warranty, you've already had lifter or engine problems, or you rely on it every day and can't risk downtime. Sadly, I think that's many people out there. Wow, so that's what AI thinks. I told it to keep it short for the sake of this video, but do you agree with these predictions? And do you agree with its guidance whether you should keep or get rid of your vehicle? Now, I've got two of these vehicles myself. We have the 2022 Cadillac Escalade, which is on the list, and then we have my 2021 GMC Sierra, which is not on the list. Thankfully, it doesn't have an oil consumption problem, but it did have a fuel injector replaced because of a misfire. So I hope I never have lifter problems, which we've talked about today in this video. I'm going to continue to watch this recall very, very closely. I guess I have to thank ChatGPT for breaking this down. I think it gives us a clearer look at what could happen next. Again, this was just for fun while we wait for more official updates and progress on the situation. I'll definitely keep you posted if anything major happens, but please continue to comment below if there's anything wrong with your vehicle, questions you may have, concerns you may have, opinions. Do you think GM's dragging their feet? Do you think there's a lot more to this? Do you think it's being handled properly? Anything. I definitely want to hear from you. And on that note, if you want to support the channel, check out some merch. I'm wearing a DONSLIFE hat. Mrs. DONSLIFE made this shirt here, matches my license plate. It says Got Mods in kind of like the Got Milk font. Anyway, there's some fun stuff on there. Check it out if you want. But if you like this video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. We'll talk to you next time.